just made the list!
Young Stephanie was like, "Hey, Mach, can you teach me how to drive?" And I was like, "Oh, you want
your Macho Man impression fell off, John Atkins.
I was like, "Oh, you want a lesson, huh?"
Here we are on the Idiots List of Pro Wrestling. That was the real John Atkins. Actually, that was the fake one.
How about
this is the real one now?
How about it?
We're 2 tequila shots deep. I just got done doing an LA Times interview. I'm on top of the world.
Top of the world.
Top of the world, son.
How's the view?
The view is a lot of brutality. No,
is it windy up there?
It's windy up here.
Where's the 4 for 4 Speaking of windies,
last week, man, was probably the most fun I've ever had doing an episode. You know, it was the top 5 ECW. It was the hardest list we've ever had to make for me.
Definitely for me too.
It was a lot of fun, though. Didn't you have fun?
I love it.
That was the most feedback that we had for a list.
Hell yeah. And it came out like, there was like 40 people within like an hour. Or not even an hour, you know what I mean?
People were like, because it was so hard to make the list.
It was locked and loaded.
But didn't you feel cool? We did a barbecue over the weekend. I mean, how many people that were here were like, "Hey, man, we listened to your stupid fucking podcast."
Hell yeah. No one said it was stupid.
I mean, you know.
They were like, "We love your fucking podcast. I basically live for it now."
Well, you know, like, that's what's so fun about it is that it's something that, as wrestling fans, we can all discuss. We can all argue. We can all have an opinion about, and none of us are right. Unless we're you.
I'm always right.
That's what I heard. I heard it a lot Saturday. I heard you were right. I heard you were the best. I heard a lot of things. I don't know how much was true, but I used my eyes.
I am one sexy motherfucker.
This weekend is going to be a big show. Fist Combat, biggest show coming back since COVID. We're the only ones out there doing it. Driving Wrestling 4, Nick Gage versus Slice Boogie.
Oh, shit.
I got to show you the Boogie's promo. I haven't put it out yet.
Oh, shit.
Dude, he rips into
the best of the East Coast versus the best of the West. Dude, Boogie's...
They're both East Coast.
Yeah, but he's out here now. I guess right. You're right. Yeah.
But I feel you. He's like the craziest guy on the East Coast that lives there now, and the craziest guy on the West Coast still represents the East Coast.
Still repping it. It's like Tupac. Tupac was from New York, but they still called him West Coast.
Really? You know? Was he?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know it that well. I just knew he was from like the Bay Area.
Yeah, he's from New York.
Before you moved out to California, let me ask you.
So basically, I'm saying Slice Boogie's like the Tupac of professional wrestling right now.
Shit. Look out. Your boss is going to get you shot.
All in the video.
And then run somebody over.
Bruce Jenner?
Suge Knight.
Oh
yeah. God, I could just sit here and fucking shit around for an hour. Today we're doing the top 5 WWF feuds of 1990. This was an interesting one. We didn't get a whole lot of feedback, I think, because like we were both posting a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
But like the show this weekend, but
flooding it.
The top feuds of the 1990s, it's really went, like, wrestling went from being, like, a cartoon child show to, like, Jerry fucking Springer, dude. Like,
yeah, no shit.
I mean, you pretty much watched all...
And it's basically like when... Yeah.
Just WWF.
It's basically like when Raw started, right? That's when that shit fucking...
Raw started in 93, yeah.
That's when they just jacked that shit went from fucking 0 to 100 real quick.
Well, you know, like, they still had a lot of fucking cartoonish characters. They still had the Garbage Man. They still had the Clown. They still had...
We bring him up every episode.
You brought him up last episode.
You did it this time.
I did this. I know. We're just going to trade. Who's bringing up Duke the Dumpster Drosy?
Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
I think he still takes indie bookings. How dope would that be? Randy Orton versus Duke the Dumpster. It's like 2 dumpsters fighting each other.
I'm down. Take my money.
I will. Speaking of, Dirty Ron's Wrestling Dungeon opening up. But we were doing the top 5 feuds of 1990. 1990 had a lot of feuds, had a lot of characters. Wrestling, that's what really defined wrestling for me. Like, in the 80s, I thought wrestling was cool. In the 90s, it was like, dude, wrestling like went to another level. I don't think to a level I don't think it'll ever go to again, honestly.
Did it? No, well, I kind of believe in the slingshot theory, so right now it's like kind of down, and then once it gets good the next time, it'll
right now it's up. Or is it going back down?
Nah, well, I mean, with like the no crowds and everything, I feel like...
you're right, it's rock bottom now. You can't go any lower than this, for real.
I mean...
This combat is outdrawing WWE.
By so much, dude.
By like a lot, by years.
Yeah, they better watch their ass.
They better watch their ass for sure.
But I just feel like when something's bad for a while, eventually it just shoots up better real quick. Eventually, like it'll just keep building up until it just gets really good magically somehow.
No, I feel you. Like in our lifetime, wrestling was in a boom in the mid to late 80s. Then it became another boom in the late 90s. And then some would argue that about, when the Bullet Club started getting big, like 4 or 5 years ago, wrestling started to take another big upswing. And now you've really got Ring of Honor, Impact, AEW, and WWE all on national cable. So, I mean, it's arguably that this is the hottest time wrestling's ever been. But for me, as a fan, the 90s, like, dude.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say that if it's the hottest time. But
here's my argument with it. I know we're not talking about this, but my argument is that now, more than ever, there are more wrestlers making a full-time wage.
Oh, business-wise, probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I judge it by.
No, I know business-wise.
Hottest-wise, like market share.
Last year was one of the most profitable years they ever had, like WWE. Like it's crazy.
For sure.
Yeah. I thought you meant like No, you're right. You're right.
Ring of Honor, AEW, WWE.
Oh yeah,
all three brands of WWE are all on national cable television.
You fucking rich promoters are all the same. You just thinking about money.
And guys in their scantily clad clothes and a little underwear.
It's all about the money.
Let's be real. We're going to find out some of these guys are all Epstein motherfuckers.
Next week's list. Who's the 5 perviest wrestlers?
Oh, dude. Oh. That's a list that would honestly maybe get us canceled. Like, they're like, you can't talk about the real shit. Like Dark, you just watch.
It wouldn't even be all men on that list either.
No, definitely wouldn't. Linda's probably for sure on that list. But if you watch Dark Side of the Ring,
I was teaching her how to drive.
She can drive a stick. Ooh, yeah. Step into it. Second gear.
Oh, fuck.
But like, you watch Dark Side of the Ring, right?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
You've heard about it.
Yeah.
Right?
I just haven't watched it yet.
Well, they don't talk about like the pervy shit and Dark Side of the Ring. Like that's where they draw the line. They're like, oh, we'll talk about all the fucked up shit, but we won't talk about.
So it's just drugs?
It's pretty much like just drugs and death. No fucking butthole.
What else is there?
No rimming.
Besides sex and shitting each other's bags and shit.
Did you? Never mind. Top feuds of the 90s, man. A lot of great feuds. I think it was like the last time that like now that they like on TV, everybody has to have a feud. So it kind of waters down like how important feuds are. Because back in the day, like everybody didn't have to have a feud, But now I feel like people
would have one-off matches.
Like they don't have like when I think of a feud, I think of something that lasts like a couple years or more.
Okay.
Like a feud.
Okay.
Not a program. Not a program. A program's a couple months. But here's the thing. Like, back in the day when you only had 4 pay-per-views.
Right.
Like, you could stretch out a feud over 4 pay-per-views. Now, if you stretch a feud over 4 pay-per-views, that's 4 months.
Right.
That's not a year.
No.
That's 4 months. So, like the ability
50-50.
to have a feud means something. Like, after the 90s, it was like, well, like, how many great feuds were there after 1999?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like for instance, before we start getting into all this, like, where do you consider The Rock and Austin? Was that a 90s feud or a 2000s feud? To me, that was a 2000s feud. See, this is what I hate about the
this is what I hate about the NBA, right? So the NBA,
I like where this is going,
because you're like, oh, they're the champions of like the 98-99 season, but like we don't think in our brains like, oh, that was 98. Like, just pick one. Just be like, that was the 98 season or it was the 99 season. Don't give us this in between bullshit. Fucking making us remember 2 different years.
No. I feel you on that, but like when I look at a feud like The Rock and Austin. To me, Rock and Austin fought at WrestleMania 99, WrestleMania 15. They fought at WrestleMania 17 and fought again at WrestleMania 19. 17 and 19 both took place 2001 and 2003. So to me, Rock Austin was a 2000s feud, where Rock versus Triple H, that was a 90s feud.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? But how many?
I counted all that shit as 90s. I don't give a fuck.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, so, hey, cheers to the 1800 tequila that we're drinking.
Sponsored by Roy's Toyota. If you need it,
Roy's gonna be pissed that we said that.
If you need,
Roy's gonna be real pissed.
Roy's Toyota.
Royota. Hit the Royota on El Cajon Boulevard because it's the longest road in San Diego. So we make rules each week to kind of like calm it down a little bit. And what we did this week is we decided what was the one rule that we came up with?
So I came up with this rule because my list kept having the same person in it. So I was like, we can't repeat.
It's gonna be Austin versus everybody.
Yeah. Austin versus the world is my top 5, basically.
It's very easy to say that for real. But yeah, so we said each wrestler could only be in once. And here, let me go even further. I almost put a group in, right, as a group feud.
Right.
But both of the guys that were in that group each had their own feud on the list. Yeah. So I took the whole group out.
I got a good one for you.
It's DX. I mean, we'll get there for sure.
My honorable mention was Scott Steiner versus the English language.
That might be a 2000s feud for real.
See, that's why
2000s feud.
I was driving, so I didn't have time to look it up. I just
like Scott Steiner didn't really start butchering shit till he dyed his hair blonde.
Jesus,
which was like the late 90s.
He's fat.
But see, like Scott Steiner's one of those guys, like to me, like Psycho Sid or the Ultimate Warrior.
Fuck yeah.
It didn't matter what they said. Like,
I just realized that'd be my favorite fucking stable of all time.
What?
Steiner, Sid, and Warrior. Fuck yeah.
Hey, you can open up that window. I realized that we fucked up. We were recording through the recorder's microphones and not through the actual microphones. So
I was teacher how to podcast.
Technical wizards over here.
That sounded more radio DJ than Macho Man. I fucked that one
up. Your impressions get better. Like it's a flow. Like it's like the tides. How about it? Is that the first how about it of the episode?
Oh.
What are we? Fucking 12 minutes in? That's the first how about it?
We're slipping.
All right. So each wrestler can only be on the list once. Let me make sure I did it. Right? Yeah.
Oh, I love my list, dude.
You love your list?
I love it.
Okay, give me one feud that didn't make your list.
That didn't make my list?
Yeah. Can you think of a feud that was like,
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Glock 316 or whatever the fuck Pillman said, dude. Brian Pillman, baby.
Oh, okay. See, like
Oh, what?
I wouldn't even consider that a feud.
What?
Why? When was it a feud? How long was it a feud? It wasn't even a year long.
It's
to me. That's just me.
A year long in WWE, yes. Well, mostly because
you're thinking like career long.
I know this was a WWE, but like
yeah.
If we ever did like a 2000s or whatever, I would still put Kevin Owens and like Sami Zayn and shit because it just like spans across time and.
No, okay, so I hear you. I hear you on that.
But it is a W technically, but like, well, here's the number one reason why. Because fucking Pillman pulled out a fucking gun on live TV, and everyone and the whole world was like, "Holy shit!"
I did that, and Jim Cornette talked about it.
I know, I saw that video
about that.
I saw you posted.
I did.
No, but
shout out Delirious. That's what you get for not calling me back, motherfucker. I'll tag you on the picture you told me to make sure I deleted.
Like to me, that's one of my most memorable '90s like wrestling moments.
Bro.
He pulled out a fucking gun on live TV,
you
dude.
should do memorable moments. Like that was definitely one of like looking back because like I didn't read the internet like for wrestling shit until like the late '98. You know, so like back in that, I just watched totally as a fan. And seeing that, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Me and my buddy in high school were fucking crazy. We're like fucking calling each other and shit, like on a landline.
I know I've told this story before. Like, I got in trouble for saying holy shit when Rick Rude showed up on Raw and
Nitro. Fuck yeah.
My feud that didn't make it.
What's your middle name again? Anthony?
Patrick.
Michael.
Oh, shit. When I got confirmed, you got to pick your confirmation name. And I was like, Michael, because it's so great, I had to do it. It's so nice, I had to do it twice. How about it?
Yeah, dude. Austin versus Pillman, dude. He pulled out a fucking Glock.
Feud that didn't make my list was Undertaker versus Mankind. Like, talk about a feud that went, like, for fucking, like, years. From basically 96 through the end of 98. Like,
that's a good
that
one.
Was a brutal feud. And it didn't make my list. because honestly, because I forgot about it until right now, and I would take my number 5 off and put that one on there, but I fucked up. And
here's you know what? Like, here's what's fucked up. I don't know how like things like this work. Like, actually, my favorite feud of all time is Shawn.
Wait, no, don't ruin it.
No, but it's not on my list.
Well, okay.
But that's what's fucked up. It's like my favorite feud.
Yeah.
But like, it didn't make my list because like I didn't want to fucking.
Just bring it. Well, I'm sure I'll bring it up then. You want to talk about it then, or are you trying to ruin it right now? I don't care. Do whatever. I don't give.
No.
Who gives a fuck? We don't have that. Should we start?
Are we going? No. Who else we got that didn't make your list?
No, that's good. I mean, if you think of some. Whatever.
British Bulldog. I can't believe that was a team.
What?
The British Bulldogs.
Did you? I never even knew about the Dynamite Kid while he was around, because by the time I was like coherent,
right,
it was just the British Bulldog. Anyway,
what about
they were in the 80s anyway.
What about Shawn Michaels versus those Marines? Or would that just be like... is that a feud or just a...
How about Shawn Michaels versus Chris Candido? Because every episode...
God damn it. Now you're going on my list?
Oh, shit.
Sunny versus her husband.
We should do top 5 outside of the ring feuds. That'd be an interesting list. All right. So let's start with number 5. Give me your number 5, John Atkins. Go.
Lita versus Trish Stratus.
That's a 2000s feud.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, I got another one for you.
Oh, you go? Okay. You're like,
is it 2000s?
It's fuck yeah.
Okay.
We mean Lita didn't even come around until like 99.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
You just want to put hot chicks on your.
I was trying to be progressive and inclusive.
Okay, let me just be progressive and inclusive. There were no good women's feuds in the 90s. And that wasn't anybody's fault.
I bet I can come up with one.
Bull Nakano versus fucking Medusa? Not even.
Number 5, Bull Nakano versus Medusa.
Is that your number 5?
No, actually I'm going to go, fuck, that's going to fuck up my list.
Just, if that's your number 5, fuck it.
Yeah, I thought that was a 2000, I thought that was the 90s. Fuck, you're probably right.
Hey, I'm not trying to say I'm right, but I'm right.
What other women were there now in the 90s?
There were like no women in Alundra Blaze threw her fucking title in the trash on TV. I don't know.
Fuck!
There were like no...
Well, this is shit now.
Right,
I'm going to start trashing the set. Where's my chair?
You're sitting in it.
It's very comfortable. It's my chair now, Idol. What's up?
Dude, you get I give you the comfortable chair every week, because that's how good of a host I am to my guests over at my house.
I conquered this chair. I climbed it like Mount Everest, and I became the champion of the comfort.
Number 5, and this was a monumental feud, I feel like, because like it made you feel like anything could happen at any time. Razor Ramon versus the 1-2-3 Kid.
Oh!
Right? Okay, I don't care if you have it on your list or not.
No, I don't.
Like, do you remember? You remember that, right?
Fuck yeah,
so,
dude!
Like, I didn't know. Like,
I thought 1-2-3 Kid was. I thought Lightning Kid was a jobber.
Of course you would. That's the impression.
That was like, yeah.
Because back in the day, like they rarely put 2 wrestlers on TV that were like actual contenders,
right?
Because they wanted to, build everybody up for the pay-per-views. So when you saw the 1-2-3 Kid do that moonsault off the top rope, put his nuts right in Scott Hall's face. 1, 2, 3. He fucking won. You're like, oh my god! Like anything could happen at any time. Now, little did we all know, like they had a plan. This kid was like a fucking karate.
It blew your fucking mind.
It blew my mind. So that's why it's my number 5. Because of how monumental it was. I'm telling you, I'm going to win this week. If you won the first 6 weeks, I'm going to win this week.
No. I got to do number 5.
What?
Mabel versus...
No, out of here. Get out of here.
Diesel?
No, that doesn't even count. That's not even Kevin Nash's top 5 feuds right there.
Ultimate Warrior versus Papa Shango? That's 90s, right?
That was not a feud.
Fuck, I blew that one.
Jake
number 5.
the Snake versus Rick Martel was more of a feud than that was. All right, so
I love Rick Martel. Don't you ever talk shit.
Well, that's because you guys have similar body types.
Now more than ever.
He's probably still jacked. All right, so I had a good number 5. Yours wasn't even in the same decade. So number 4, go ahead, John Atkins.
I'm still up 6-0.
All right, I'll let you have 6-0 because I'm going to kill you this week.
Yeah, I've probably already lost this one. All right, my number 4, the bad guy, Razor Ramon versus God.
Oh,
Dust.
that.
Yeah, that's worth 2 already. I think.
Hey, congratulations! That was an incredible feud. I totally forgot about till right now, because it was like the first time that a very machismo guy, like literally, was like.
My list is very inclusive.
Hey, I like it so much. You got a questionable one of the letter guys.
That was such a fucking great feud, dude.
It was a good feud.
So my favorite part of that feud is when Goldust got a tattoo of like a heart with Razor's name in it on his fucking titty.
So good.
And the most oozing machismo,
right?
Versus like this fucking man. Super like, fuck yeah,
effeminate man. It put it into the forefront. Like WWE has like always been pushing the line, and like. I think they did that very well.
That was so good. That was not Vince's idea at all. There's no way.
Right?
I don't know. I just imagine. There's no way Vince is like, let me get a fucking Cuban and a gay guy and see what happens.
A Cuban from Minnesota and a gay guy from Texas.
There's also no way he ever saw the movie Scarface before that shit either.
What you're kidding, right? Obviously.
No, I mean like there's no way Vince McMahon saw Scarface, Mr. Like steak wrap.
What's this? What is this? What do you call it? A burrito?
See?
Yeah. But dude, why?
Only because I don't think there's any way he would go along with.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Like, you look at that character is Scarface. You can't do that
exactly.
anymore. Like,
when did you realize that character was Scarface? Because I didn't until I was like in college.
I mean, yeah, until I saw Scarface.
Yeah.
But like, I knew immediately.
He even said Chico.
Right. I knew immediately Sting was the Crow.
Oh yeah,
I knew. I knew the Crow.
I didn't even watch the Crow, and I knew Sting was the Crow.
Right. But like, how crazy is that? That like you could. That's how blatantly you could rip shit off back then.
Right.
And everybody was like, "Oh, he's ripping off the fucking Crow," you know. So your number 4 is great. Like,
I made a comeback, baby.
Great number 4.
I just shot a turtle shell.
However, I think this feud was even more monumental because Vince McMahon got away with a race war. The Nation of Domination versus the Bikers versus the Los Boricuas. All right? He had fucking Puerto Ricans.
That would be the hottest gimmick right now.
Versus black guys. Dog, if the Nation of Domination was out there right now, like, holy shit, would that blow your fucking mind? I want to try to bring it back.
Let's talk about the Nation of Domination. Who was in that? The Rock?
The Rock, Farouk, The Godfather,
we both got Ron Simmons,
13, fucking D'Lo Brown. Who else was in it? Mark Henry was in it. Dude, everybody but Ahmed Johnson.
I still got a lot left in the tank.
That group was fucking monumental. But do you remember when it was like they even called like one of the pay-per-views? They were like, in your house, gang wars, like, gangs rule. It was like the bikers versus the black guys versus the Puerto Ricans. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Prison rules. Was it a prison rules match?
Are you kidding me? And then do you remember like they had like the fucking militant guys from South Africa come in too?
Oh fuck! Was Kofi Kingston?
No, the fucking who was in that?
Deacon?
No, fucking goddamn Cyrus the Virus. What was his goddamn name? That guy.
What?
Don Callis. They were white, yeah.
Yeah.
They were white South Africans in 1997.
They were wearing berets and shit, right?
Yeah. They also had the fucking Juggalo group, the fucking oddities. Like, dude, they had the gangs in WWE were fucking dope. So my number 4 feud was the Nation of Domination versus the Bikers. I forgot what their fucking name. What was their name?
God damn it.
Fucking
Savio Vega,
Paintball and Skull, and the Los Boricuas. Like, what a
Savio fucking Vega.
Well, here, let's take a break real quick and talk about, DX didn't make my list because both Triple H and Shawn Michaels are in their own feuds on my list. But let's talk about a minute. Do you remember the DX and Nation of Domination feud? When they, dressed up with each other. When X-Pac did blackface.
Do you think...
You remember that shit?
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to bring that up. In this climate...
Of course we're going to bring it up. We have to talk about how fucking racially insensitive WWE has been throughout their history.
In today's present climate, how about it?
Nation of Domination. Do you remember when DX dressed up as a Nation of Domination? Fucking X-Pac came out, blackface, fat as fuck, looking like Mark Henry.
Was it just X-Pac?
Yeah, no, it was all of them. Fucking Triple H came out as the Croc. It was great. Croc, bro. DX and the Nation of Domination. They fucking.
We need to change subjects before I get us canceled.
Oh, okay. Is it like that?
No, because I was just thinking about Triple H's nose and.
Let me get some of that Sprite, Johnny A. But the DX versus the Nation of Domination was a great feud because of how comical they made it. But that's not on my list.
Did you have 2 number 4s?
What? No. That wasn't my number 4. That's the side list.
Oh, okay.
My side list has DX versus Nation of
Domination.
Also, this didn't make my list. DX versus.
None of them had a gun though, so.
Remember DX versus the Hart Foundation? That was great.
So that was more Shawn versus Brett, right? And they were kind of just there.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. You want to take the shot?
I don't believe in guns. Thank you very much. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, right. Your Instagram feed would make me believe otherwise. Cheers, sir. I don't even know why I'm calling you sir. That would imply you're a human.
Yeah, I'm a Xir, X-I-R, because my list just gets more and more inclusive as we go along.
What do you think about USA versus Canada? That was the first time that was ever done and done well. USA versus Canada.
I loved it because I hated Canada. I was
right. They made you hate Canada. But why do we hate Canada?
Are we? No one does anymore. I don't feel like anyone hates Canada anymore. That was such a
for sure. But
and I hate it. I wish people still hated Canada.
I mean, they should,
but no one does.
Because Canada is our snooty brother that thinks he's dope, but fucking never.
Everybody wants to be Canada now. I'm like, no, we still hate them.
I hate Canada forever.
Me too, bro. Me fucking too.
You know why? Because they don't let people in that had DUIs. That's a true story.
That's probably a good idea.
It probably is a good idea.
Strong. Anyway.
So, yeah, side list. DX versus Nation Domination. DX versus Hart and USA versus Canada. Some pretty good feuds in the 90s.
I think that's when I quit liking Bret Hart, when he was all pro-Canada. I was like, oh, get out of here.
Well, all of a sudden, see, I don't even know if it was planned. He just started being whiny.
Yeah.
He started being whiny, and you're like, you know what? Fuck.
And then that shit carried over to WCW. He was super whiny in WCW, too. And it's just like...
Yeah.
I'm glad Goldberg tried to kill you.
I feel like Bret Hart, fucking sabotaged himself.
He was my fave, dude, for a long time.
Hold on. Are you a Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels? Who is your favorite out of those two? Have I asked you this?
Excellence of execution.
Really? You're a Bret Hart guy? Really?
At the time. Now I'm more of a Shawn Michaels guy, dude. Because I like to party.
You figured out who you are.
Yeah. I like to party. But at the time, Bret Hart, dude. He was so good.
Get out. Come on. You just got convinced.
I went to sunglasses.
So, you just wanted a pair of sunglasses.
Those were sick.
I mean, I wouldn't throw them back. But when I turned 13, if you would have given them to me, I would have been like, "Oh, fuck it, I throw them back."
I think they're $13 on eBay. I'm about to order
right
now, actually, dude.
Dude, those were dope. Because they were fucking revolutionary. They were how are they you couldn't see through them, but it was
Could you see through them?
You could you could see through them, but they were reflective. You couldn't see your eyes. It's crazy.
And they looked like they were made of
metal from the future.
Or
from Demolition Man.
Either those. Actually, the only thing you can't get is
Wesley Snipes sold those. That's why he went to jail for tax evasion, because he sold those glasses to Bret Hart and didn't pay his tax.
I want Nasty Boy sunglasses.
You are a nasty boy.
Yeah.
You would be the third nasty boy.
I am a nasty boy, dude. You saw that shit Saturday.
Oh, God. All right, so we're almost halfway through the list. So far, I've got Razor versus 1, 2, 3 Kid. Number 4, Nation Domination versus the Bikers versus the Bariquas. You have Goldust and Razor and a feud from the 2000s.
Fuck. But my number 4 is so good.
Your number 4 is really good. I forgot about it. That's how.
Dude, he got a titty tattoo that said Razor, dude. Bro. That's fucking amazing.
In the mid-90s. When OJ got acquitted. Who's your number 3, Johnny A? I think a lot of our top 3 are probably the same ones.
Bret, the Hitman Hart, the Excellence of Execution, versus the King of Hearts, Owen Hart.
Right? With that, you wasted Bret Hart on fucking Owen Hart?
That was so good. That was
That's a bold move right there.
I'm a bold motherfucker.
If our rule was you had to only use wrestlers
once,
and you wasted Bret Hart, you wasted him on Owen, like to me,
what,
dog? I mean, I'm not going to ruin my list.
I'm a bold.
But you took Bret Hart and you're like the best feud Bret Hart had in the 90s was Owen Hart. That's a bold. How is that not a bold move?
See, that's what I was telling you earlier. It's not about
a bold move.
It's not. That's how the list rules work. Sometimes the rules fuck ya. That's why you don't overregulate businesses.
Overregulate. No.
See, because
that's a bold.
It's like Jenga. It's like Jenga.
Made that move.
It's like Jenga. Because if I pull this piece, then I can't grab that piece later, dude.
You're almost like trying to over strategize for yourself to test yourself, and I appreciate that.
I am a fucking wrestling genius since 1984.
John Atkins, I'm never going to question you again. Your list, fucking your number 1 and 2 better be the best ever, and we'll wait for a second. Okay, so my number three is Triple H versus The Rock. These two guys, they went toe-to-toe for fucking 2.5 years. They propelled each other, and what was great about both of them is that usually in a feud, one guy wins and one guy loses, right? But I feel like this was
back then in the 90s for sure.
Back then, for sure in the 90s. But out of all these feuds right here, I feel like this is the only one where the Triple H versus The Rock, both of them went to the next level because of it. Even though The Rock probably won that feud, both of them were main eventers after their feud against each other. So number 3, Triple H versus The Rock.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, right?
That should have been on my list actually because
I'm surprised it wasn't.
I fucked up trying to be too inclusive. You see what happens? That's an example.
I tried who you really are, John Atkins.
Fuck. See, I tried to be woke and it fucked myself. And I promise.
Try to be woke. You got to just be woke.
I promise to all my fans that shit will never happen again. I'll never put a woman on any list. Even the top 5 women's list is gonna be gold dust,
shot glass, and we're gonna finish the rest of this little bottle 18 hundo.
I will never.
That was the pussiest pass of the fucking shot glass ever. Fuck. God, your list sucks and your passing ability.
God damn it! I'm coming back super hard. I will never.
Just go grab some Viagra from Mexico. Oh, can I guess? Do I have some?
No, I'll get
No, we good. All right, let's take this last shot. We're about to do number 2 and 1. Oh, you gotta put your phone down and coordinate yourself.
I am super coordinated like a fucking spider.
Face. Like a spider. Like a racially sensitive, female inclusive spider.
Never again. Never fucking again.
Never forget, bro. All right.
I will never be inclusive again now because of this list.
Well, because your list sucks. But all right. So you're number 5, 4, and 3. Give it to me.
I don't have a 5.
I know because you didn't even know what year it was. But give it to me.
What about Sid versus?
No. Come on, just give it to me.
Fuck. I had Lita versus Trish.
I'll never be inclusive again, women. You never come through for me.
I am so disappointed.
Why are you tattling on yourself like that?
I am so disappointed in all you females out there listening to our wrestling podcast. It's your fault that I lost. I was 6-0 cruising like Tom Brady up until this week, dude.
You didn't. Your ECW list didn't touch mine, but I'll let you have.
I was 5-1 like a man, and now I'm fucking trending downwards. After a poor performance Saturday night.
You're trying to weigh downward, bro. You gotta pull this one out of the.
I'm fucking Erwin O'Shyster on the way out.
Just hopefully you produce 2 champions or 1 champion and a loser.
Oh, I definitely got 1 for sure, dude.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I forgot. There is a Atkins Jr. All right, so do you have Trish versus Lita?
Yeah, I fucked up on that one.
Goldust versus Razor. Number 3 was what?
Owen versus Brett.
Great, yes, great choice. My number 5, Razor versus 1-2-3 Kid. Number 4, Gang Wars, Nation Domination versus the Bikers versus Los Boricuas. Number 3, Triple H versus The Rock. All right, we got number 1 and we got number 2. Let me see where we're at on time. 34 minutes. We're great. Go ahead. Who's your number 2 feud of the 1990s? I'm very interested on that.
Undertaker versus Mankind, dude.
Great. That's a great feud.
You said it wasn't on your list, though.
But no. I told you why, because I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a great feud. Tell me why you liked it, though.
Because, like, I knew who Cactus Jack was in WCW.
Yep.
But holy fuck, dude. I love a crazy motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, some of his promos, like, in the boiler room. And, like,
sucking Ryan Kidd's dick. I used to be your favorite wrestler. That's what
you know. It's fluid, bro. I'm fucking wrestling fluid. I can transition between who my favorite wrestler is.
But, yeah, that was a great feud, though.
Ryan Kidd's really good, dude.
He's good. Don't say that on this fucking podcast. We can't put over Ryan Kidd.
Fuck Ryan Kidd! You're fucking barely better looking than me, and...
No, barely. He's not even on the list, bro.
I'm the hottest fucking ring announcer.
Except Bruce Buffer, of course. But yeah, Undertaker versus
I'm
Mankind.
1B. I'm 1B.
Saturday, that was...
I'm so much better than Michael. Like, that's not even a question.
Well,
like,
he hasn't done anything in years.
I'm in a buffer Sam.
You're the buffer. Undertaker versus Mankind. That's your number 2. That's a good feud, motherfucker.
Only because, like, remember how, like, I like Paul Bearer, and, like, that was, like, and the promo. Mostly it's the promos. Mostly it's the promos of Mankind, like, being all fucking crazy and shit. Like, like screaming, like, holy fuck.
For sure.
And then, like, that's when Undertaker really, I felt, was, like, rising.
He was. Because he was always a guy that was dependable.
Even though he beat Hulk Hogan for the championship.
For sure.
But like, this is, like, when he deserved it.
Right. And not that he didn't deserve it before, but, like, he, like...
Oh, no. Before then, he was a bitch, and he was mean Mark Callis. And
I would love to see you say that to his face.
I'm just kidding, baby. You know I love you. Sometimes Daddy says fucked up things. I still love
Undertaker versus Mankind, great feud. And it went for years. They did the Boiler Room matches. They did the Hell in the Cell.
Those were dope. Hell in the Cell.
They did stunt show matches.
June 28th.
Was that the date?
Yeah.
From 1998.
Yeah, baby.
King of the Ring.
Dude.
Like,
through the cage?
Off the cage. Oh, like, was that the craziest match you had ever seen, like, mainstream? Like, for
yeah, because, like, I only knew about ECW from magazines.
But even anything that ECW did wasn't as crazy as that. Like, that was definitely the craziest stunt match any wrestling promotion has ever done, ever.
My list is making a comeback.
But shit, I should quit putting over this match. But legit though, like what else?
My list is hawking up right now.
It is. It's blocking all my buttons.
Do you know? So you know on Reddit. So there's a troll on Reddit where, like, when people, like, ask a question or whatever, and they want, like, the community to answer it.
Yeah.
Like, there's this one guy, he'll start, like, making something that sounds like a totally real, like, answer, and, like, halfway through the answer it's like, but that doesn't change the fact that, like, on June 28th, 1998 or whatever, that the Undertaker threw Mankind over, like, the thing, but, like, it's like a troll because, like, people are, like, reading trying to get, like, a real answer,
and then he just jumps in with that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was like, what other match? Think about it. Like, what other match? To me, like, there's only one other match that even comes close. Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle at King of the Ring 2001.
Because, like, you know, Vince. I heard that Vince wanted to stop that match.
I mean, that makes sense, dude.
Because he didn't go through the fucking glass.
Like match it. Because that's when, like, wrestling was, like, completely my life. Like, that was all I ever did at all. Like now I still watch other TV shows, but, like, during that time, that's all I watched. So seeing both of those matches live when they happened, like, holy shit, they had such an impact on me because it was like, dude, like, this is going beyond wrestling. Like, this is, I could tell while I was watching it that it transcended what wrestling was.
Do you think like after that match, like, that the locker room respected, like, Shane? They're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, Shane, you're a bad motherfucker.
Because here's why. Because Shane was viewed as somebody that got a spot that didn't have to earn it.
Right.
And all those guys spent hours on the road.
Right.
Didn't get private planes.
For 20 years.
But then Shane, you know, and I've heard a lot of interviews about that match, and Shane, like, really earned the respect of people. And for me, being a performer, it really earns my respect because he didn't have to do any of that shit.
Right.
You know? And he went out there because, you know what? At the end of the day, all you got is what you give into it. And that motherfucker showed, hey, I'm giving everything I got into this. He did. He gave everything into that.
That glass didn't break, bro.
Dude, he landed on his head like 5 times. Dude, it was ridiculous. Why? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? And when
if you're gonna do coast to coast, you gotta be a crazy motherfucker, dude. You gotta be one.
No. Taking all that shit, telling Kurt, throw me again, right? Telling him, no, throw me again. Okay, no, fuck that, throw me again. That's the shit that you're like, you know what? There's something not right with you. But that's what's the difference between people like The Undertaker and Mankind and Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon and those guys, and people that just coast their way into it. You think Hulk Hogan would have ever done anything like that? Absolutely not. Do you think The Undertaker would? Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon, without a doubt. And there's a very few number of people that, to me, I'm like, you know what? They would do anything it took to do it all the way. And they didn't give up when they absolutely could have, and they really, really should have. What an answer. Hey, your list is beating mine now. My number 2.
I'm the greatest list maker. I gave you a handicap. I didn't even have a number 5.
You're still not winning, but you're coming back. Number 3.
We probably
Number two. Shawn Michaels with Bret Hart. When you really talk about as like a wrestling fan of wrestlers, there was no better feud probably ever in the history of wrestling in my lifetime than Shawn versus Bret.
What was the best part of that feud?
When it got real.
Well, it was always
when
real.
When it got real. Because that was
Bret was making Sonny?
All that shit. No. Like when shit got real. When shit, like, that was the first time that I realized, and probably the first time that, like, it for real crossed the line from being wrestling storyline to, like, real.
In an amazing way, too.
Because, well, here was the thing. That was the last time in wrestling where you had two guys that truly had to fight for their spot, right? Like, when Hogan was the man, nobody could actually, like, match Hogan, right? But when Hogan leaves, that leaves the void. Who was there to fill the void? Undertaker didn't care. Undertaker was Undertaker.
Right.
Who was there? Who was trying to fill that void?
Right.
It was Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, and they were truly trying to fight for who is the number one guy. Truly, back then, who was the guy that got the biggest paydays? Who was the guy that got everything? Who was the guy that was the guy? Because even though they tried to make Diesel the guy, he was never the guy.
Right.
Bob Backlund was just there to fill the spot.
And they always make it sound like Shawn is the hard one to work with, too.
I feel like both of them were hard to work with, for sure.
But it's always like Shawn that gets like the fucking bad reputation for that shit for some reason.
I feel like here's why, though. Like Hogan would have had more of that reputation. However, nobody was there that could actually hang with Hogan. Does that make sense? Nobody could actually argue with Hogan. You're arguing against Hogan? Well, Hogan wins, right? It's Hogan.
Right. Yeah,
but when it was Bret and Shawn, it was like, well, I could agree with him sometimes, but I could agree with him other times.
Right.
You know, like there was a void that both of them had to fill. So that was the only time that we really, in wrestling history, saw two guys that were fighting for the top spot that, like, really gave a shit, but, like, they were giving it their all.
But wasn't this supposed to be during the downtime of WWF?
I mean, it basically was. If you look,
isn't that crazy?
I mean,
that's like fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Like, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels was so badass.
But the
Iron Man match?
The Iron Man match sucked.
No,
go back and watch it. It sucked.
No, but the lead up to it was fucking
was great.
Holy fuck,
that's wrestling.
They had like Shawn Michaels doing that upside down, push-ups and shit.
Okay, let's
start an American flag.
Now, the next year, Bret was supposed to beat Shawn. That was the deal, evidently going through, and Shawn fucking bitched out. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. You know, all the politics behind that. And I don't know. I wasn't there, but all the politics behind that really kind of sours that shit for me. Where are we at?
Number 1.
No, I know, but okay, 44 minutes. All right. So, go through 5, 4, 3, 2. On yours.
Lita versus Trish. God damn it. Number 4, Razor versus Goldust. That's a good one. Owen versus Bret for number 3.
Surprising.
And Undertaker versus Mankind for number 2.
I think our number ones have to be the same. Austin versus McMahon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Duh. the best feud in wrestling history.
It's me, Austin.
The best feud in history.
It was me all along.
The best feud in wrestling history. Because it was the first time and the only time that we had like a bad guy owner and it made sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because not everyone knew that Vince McMahon was like the man.
That wasn't known.
So,
You're totally correct.
But then after that, it was like, fuck it, dude. You might as well fucking lean into it all the way, you know? Like,
Well, you know, you had Bret Hart. Like, do you know what
are
happened?
the best moments of the fucking... Of the feud, of fucking...
Well, let me back you up. Do you know where the character Mr. McMahon started? So here's what happened. Bret Hart lost the match, right? Because he fucking ding, 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 ring the bell against Shawn Michaels. Montreal Screwjob for anybody that really doesn't.
That's what he gets
that.
for being Canadian, most of all. I'm glad that happened.
Yeah, because, like, for sure.
I wish he could have done it earlier.
But... here was the thing. When something like that happened, Bret Hart fucked up by going to the press and being like, hey, I got screwed. Bret Hart basically told the world, hey, wrestling's fake. I fucking was supposed to win and I lost and whatever the fuck. And Vince goes, hey, you know what? I'm going to take that and I'm going to be like, you know what? Fucking that dude fucked himself. So that would have never happened.
I didn't screw Bret. Bret screwed Bret.
Right?
Yeah.
And like being like, oh fuck, like you know what? Fuck this guy.
Hell
but when you look back on it, how do you feel about that whole thing as a person from your perspective?
I didn't think. I mean, like by then, obviously, I knew the fix was in and shit. But like, I didn't think like they would just fucking shit on themselves like that. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
What the fuck? That's weird. I hate any kind of weird like
Bret. Like to me, Bret.
And then after the match, Bret spelled out WCW like with his fingers and shit. Like,
you know what? And Scott Hall says that Vince has the call on all the shots, on all the camera shots, and it's very weird and coincidental that the shot on the WWF pay-per-view was Bret Hart in the ring saying WCW. They could have cut to any other camera angle that didn't show that.
Right.
They chose to use that camera angle.
Right.
So Scott Hall thinks that whole thing was a work.
It'd be one of the biggest works
He's
of all time.
He's the only person that says that.
I've heard the theory that it is a work still to this
you
day. Yeah.
As a wrestler.
That'd be one of the biggest ones of all time.
I mean, it's also a theory that Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were sent to WCW to destroy it from the inside. You know, like, how much conspiracy theory can you really do?
When are we going to do conspiracy theory?
Top
five conspiracy theories.
You know, there's a bunch of them.
Should we stuck it?
That's not a conspiracy.
Oh, shit. I think it's in court paper.
But yeah, fucking great list. We had a great top 5 list of the top 5 WWF feuds from the 1990s. We agree on Austin versus McMahon.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to read
How
the
could
list.
it not? How could it not?
It was.
Okay, but let's think about the best moments of that feud, though. Let's like talk about why we both had it. The fucking beer truck.
That 1997 when Stone Cold gave Vince McMahon the stunner in Madison Square Garden, September 97.
What about Mike Tyson was involved in this feud, dude?
Tyson.
Fucking Iron Mike Tyson.
He brought the baddest man on the planet,
and he got punked the fuck out.
Who did?
Mike Tyson, dude.
Kinda,
but he fucking like shoved him, and then like
with Austin.
At
he
the
got
end.
shoved. They shoved each other.
Yeah.
Did you see that when like hundreds fell out on the fucking on the mat, and everybody was like, "Oh, we get them hundreds."
Who else was involved in that feud?
I mean, everybody. Stephanie fucking got abducted by the Undertaker, and then it turned out it was Vince.
It's me, Austin. One of the greatest memes. That's like one of my favorite memes too.
What?
It's me, Austin. That's like one of my favorite memes.
It's
like
a good one.
I
mean, Vince McMahon won the 1999 Royal Rumble, and then lost to Austin in a cage match when the Big Show showed up.
That was like something Valentine's Day Massacre. Yeah.
February 14th.
He wasn't supposed to like the cage wasn't supposed to open up.
Really?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Really?
Right?
It wasn't?
Yeah. No.
That's awesome.
It wasn't supposed to in fucking Undertaker versus Mankind either. When he chokeslammed
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. But holy shit.
Whenever your
was dead.
Whenever your safety equipment works or doesn't work, sometimes it's still.
That motherfucker's tooth went through his lip, out of his nose. That's crazy. Well, holy shit, what a great list. We got a big show coming up this Saturday.
We ain't got no fans this week?
What?
We ain't got no fans this week?
We do. I'm not going to read them, though. My phone's over there. I don't give a shit.
All right.
How about that?
How about it?
Not enough people replied. They probably all said the same shit we did. Follow us on PW Idiot List on Instagram and Facebook. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
No, fuck it. Who cares? All right.
Fuck it.
Hey, at Dirty Ron McDonald, at Fist Combat TV, Johnny A, tell him where you at.
At Real John Atkins, check it out, dude. I'm all over the place. YouTube, Spotify, fucking everything. Hit me up.
The new John Atkins show is pretty funny.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
I'm working on it.
I loved it.
That's what
I
I'm doing
really
tomorrow.
loved it.
Thanks, dude.
I honestly, I would never tell anybody that I love something if it sucked.
I'm gonna work on it.
It didn't suck that much.
Hell yeah. Next one's gonna be good.
Hell yeah. This is, I look forward to this every week. Follow us and all that shit. We're on YouTube now, too, right?
Yeah. We're about to put, we only got a couple episodes up on there, but we're about to put them all on there. I know you understood what I just said.
I understood most of what you just said. How about it?
How about it?
Dumbass! Thank you. Thank you guys
Randy
for
Orton.
listening.
Are you gonna whoop Randy Orton's ass? Actually, hey, before we cut this shit, man,
right.
I just want to say, fuck Randy Orton, and you better whoop his fucking ass.
Hey, I'm gonna respond to you the same way I responded to everybody on social media. Yeah, it's a fucking career, possible retirement.
And it's your title. You are the Triple X champion, dude.
But no, he holds the belt right now.
Yeah, I
He beat
know.
me a couple weeks ago. No matter what happens, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of Randy Orton, and I've had a hell of a fucking run, regardless of what happens. I can't wait for Saturday. Nick Gage versus Slice Boogie, me versus Randy Orton, and we're digging a hole.
I remember when you beat that fucking chick's ass from Japan. You whooped her ass. You better fucking whoop Randy Orton's ass the
Well,
same
she
way,
was a
dude.
woman.
Randy Orton.
That's what I said. How about that? How about it? So we got 3 words on the show. How about it?
How about it?
How about it?
How about
We'll
it?
see you Saturday. Suck it. Bye.
The city of losers.
Easy. Kings, you help.